Hey guys, welcome to weekly analysis. As you can see, we have Nifty's chart over here. We started the week with an absolute positive note thanks to Maharashtra elections, which boosted the market, opened with a very huge gap up. And in my last video as well, I actually talked about this particular channel pattern. Market gave a breakout and sustained above this level, but unfortunately gave absolutely no way for traders to monetize this because if I can just zoom in this hourly chart, we notice a huge gap up, right? Clearly no way for any traders to make money out of this, especially option buyers. And after that, what is actually market has made a really good price action. If I may just go to the 15-minute charts over here, right? So I noticed market made a very good price action. I'll also be decoding about why this particular move happened in the Nifty. For example, after the gap up on Monday, as we can notice, it formed a resistance zone and market respected this level particularly well. As you can see, once the level was formed, it took resistance from there twice, and as soon as the Russia and Ukraine tensions arised, market took a downtrend, and as you can see, a very big candle arised on a 15 minutes time frame. So taking on a downside note, as you can see, the last Friday's closing that was actually exactly near the trend line of the channel that I spoke about actually acted as a very good support. So clearly this might act as a very important zone for the coming week as well. So I myself will be watching out for this particular support zone that it has formed and this particular trend line of the channel. As you can see, if I can just zoom out, so you get a bigger picture here, right? So if market were to come to this particular level, I'll be very careful to go either long or short because clearly it will act as a very important zone. So next off, we can actually take a look at Nifty on a, let's do a MTF analysis so we get a better better idea, because clearly let's start with a weekly chart over here. If I look at weekly on a if I look at Nifty on a weekly time frame, I see initially, like as soon as I open it, I notice that back to back hammer candles with very big wicks on the downside. So what this indicates is that buyers are present and they're trying to push the market up. This is what I actually analyze from looking at the weekly candles. But after that, if I open daily candles, right, here I notice a little bit of bearishness clearly, but also we notice a huge green candle followed by a sideways market, back to back inside candles we call these, right? And now clearly the inside candle has been broken on the downside, so this could actually end up going on the negative direction like this. So clearly it all depends upon what the economic and global cues will entail. So based on that, I think Nifty will make a move. So next week, in the December first week itself, we have the interest rate meeting, the Fed meeting as we call it. So that will clearly drive the market in the coming week. So it will be very interesting to see what will conspire over here. It doesn't matter, I think, at this point what the chart says. It will clearly move based on it will be a news driven week based on what the interest rate will say. So apart from that, if we just go to the next chart, that is Bank Nifty, and obviously on a daily time frame, clearly it made some sort of a hammer candle. But if we look at the day before candle, right, I'll just open it on a 15 minutes time frame so I can explain how actually retail traders end up losing money in Bank Nifty. So this is probably why SEBI has considered to not include weekly contracts, because if I open this, you'll notice, let me just get rid of this, right? So over here we have a very important resistance zone in Bank Nifty. So market respected this quite well, and just on Thursday's session, what happened, market gave a breakout of this particular level. I'll just zoom in, and as you can notice, as soon as the breakout happened, right, you notice a very clear evening star pattern, that is a green candle followed by an inverted hammer or a doji, and followed by a big red candle, forming a very perfect evening star pattern. And market just trapped all the traders who bought it above this particular breakout zone. And clearly, back to back red candles, and market has sort of stayed below this particular zone ever since. So this is how the market traps you. But it's maybe not entirely the market maker fault, because clearly this is when Russia Ukraine news hit the market. So it is clearly not worked in traders favor, because the breakout has failed miserably. So this is as far as the Bank Nifty chart goes. It's currently trading below the resistance zone. Not much to talk about here. Maybe if I open it on a 5 minutes time frame, we notice a small support zone as well, which we can use to keep an eye on for the coming, for at least Monday to Wednesday. We can maybe track this particular level and see if market comes near and reacts to it in any certain way, because clearly this is a very important zone. Either it could take support or it could break this and continue its downward path. So it's very interesting to see what will happen. And the next stock that I want to talk about is actually HDFC Bank, one of India's biggest banks, and has been an absolute sleeping giant. And in fact, it has even replaced our ITC of 2020 to become the next meme stock, I would say, because as you can see clearly, I've drawn a resistance zone, and even that is not actually absolutely perfect because market is stuck in 100 rupee worth of zone, and that's a big margin for a stock like this. As you can see, if I just draw something like this is the zone. It's a 5 to 6% zone for the stock, and it's just stuck there for almost 2.5 to 3 years, which is absolutely insane. Considering Nifty has hit an all-time high, but not Bank Nifty. Many other counterparts, Bank Nifty counterparts, have hit an all-time high, but not HDFC Bank. There was a closing above the previous resistance. HDFC Bank basically hit an all-time high. Everyone were happy, but the market has not shown such an enthusiasm in this particular breakout. So it's very interesting to see whether it will hold or not. But what actually sort of puts a little bit of faith in this is the volume button over here. As you can see, the volume indicator has just popped up. I think around 200 million shares were transacted, which is easily 10 to 15 times more than what it usually trades around. So clearly, maybe the breakout could hold. But again, this is HDFC Bank. There are a lot of people, who trade the stock. It's in a lot of indices. So clearly, it will not be as easy as we think it is. It's not like, oh, the breakout happened, we're just going to buy it and we'll make a lot of money. I believe it's not that easy. But clearly, the price action, what is happening here, if I may just, because it's not that clear over here. So as you can see, there's a resistance zone. And now market has broken that resistance, came back, and is giving a retest. And the retest is in form of a hammer candle, as you can see, on a daily time frame. So it holds a significance, because it's a daily candle, is a hammer. Clearly, this is a retest. So if HDFC Bank will continue on its rally, if it's about to make another all-time high, it has to move from here on, because it's such a beautiful pattern emerging. There's a resistance zone breakout and then retest near a hammer candle. It's as perfect as it gets. So clearly, if market doesn't move from here, I think again we are looking at another sideways market below this resistance zone. So I'm very curious to see what will happen in HDFC Bank more than anything, any other stock in the watch list right now. So next off, I have SBI Bank. I also discussed this in my previous video, and I actually really like the pattern that it was making. Currently, it has given a couple of chance for traders, right? So clearly, it's sort of a triangle. It's channel. Basically, it's whatever you call it. It's a consolidation. And last week when we spoke about it, this is a daily candle. This particular candle took a very sharp reversal as soon as it hit the trend line, and we noticed a big green candle as well. And then this week market has just held that level. It's continuing, it's holding that particular level. Clearly, it has taken support from its previous low. So clearly, this week we can actually watch out for its upper resistance line. So clearly, we have missed if you have missed this particular rally, this particular very sharp recovery from the downside, what you should be looking out for is this particular line at the top resistance. And market has gone sideways. SPI particularly has gone sideways. So clearly, if market comes to this level, it would be very interesting to see market will react to this particular level. So next off, we have another chart that is from ICICI Bank. I might as well show this. Last week we actually talked about how there's a channel pattern, and channel pattern का breakout भी हो चुका है. Right now it's just trading above this particular zone in a box. So ICICI Bank can hit new all-time high if it gives a breakout, and just take up just fall back and take a look at what is actually about to happen in the particular stock, right? If ICICI Bank were to go back to the previous level, then this is a very nice inverse head and shoulder pattern, right? This is how it would be. Or if you were to count this as a inverse head and shoulder, also you can count that. Or you can also count it as a cup and handle pattern as well. So there are multiple patterns sort of about to happen. It's not there yet, but maybe in the coming week we'll be able to see a beautiful structure in ICICI Bank. So next off, the steel sector stocks, because clearly there's something interesting happening over here, especially after some global cues of Trump increasing tariffs and everything. Clearly the stocks have taken quite a bit of hit, right? And as you can see, Tata Steel, one of the biggest steel stocks in India, clearly has taken multiple supports on this particular trend line. And right now it is trading way below that trend line, and market is just barely holding on to it. So clearly, if the overall market is under pressure, we can probably see some sort of a downside momentum. So I'm just really waiting to see what will happen in Tata Steel. Clearly, a very good pattern has emerged. So next off, you can see a very similar structure in other stocks as well. Other, Grasim, be it Grasim or be it Hindalco. So it's as you can see in Hindalco as well, we have a very good trend line going on, and then it's trading way near to that trend line, so it could either go upside or downside. So only the market Q will tell. I cannot just predict or it will go on the downside or the upside. Clearly, we'll have to wait and see what the overall market will do, and based on that, these particular stocks are near their important zone. So it's very, I think it's a good idea to keep this in your watch list. So just have a look, do your own analysis before entering into any of these stocks. So next off, I want to show you guys finally the chart of Cholamandalam Finance. I had shown this particular chart in my last video as well, and it has reacted really well to that. As you can see, if on a weekly time frame, actually not even daily, guys. So it holds a very important significance over here. As you can see, market has taken support quite a bit of time, and just last week Friday, I made a video about this, and clearly, there's a pretty big up momentum, as you can see in the stock from that particular zone, and it has even created that double bottom pattern as well, and it's going up. So clearly, Cholamandalam, if there's a overall market pressure and it comes back to that level, so we'll clearly be able to see some sort of reaction from this particular stock. So it's worth keeping in your watch list. So if you want us to decode any other price action in any other chart, let us know down below in the comment section.